As the corporate adoption of artificial intelligence accelerates at an unprecedented pace, the initial wave of blind enthusiasm is rapidly colliding with a brutal board-level reality. Over the past few years, the primary focus of executives and founders was speed. The mandate was simple: implement artificial intelligence as fast as possible to optimize operations, automate customer touchpoints, and streamline internal workflows. In this mad dash for algorithmic leverage, thousands of organizations rushed to integrate external cloud models, connected their internal communication systems to public endpoints, and instructed their teams to feed corporate data into generalized AI platforms. But as we operate in the advanced regulatory and technological landscape of 2026, a silent and incredibly dangerous corporate crisis has emerged. By relying entirely on public, generalized artificial intelligence infrastructure, companies have inadvertently created massive security vulnerabilities. They are quietly leaking their most valuable corporate asset, their proprietary data, into external models that they do not own, do not control, and cannot audit. In the modern economy, data is the ultimate competitive moat, and losing control of that data is the corporate equivalent of handing your blueprints directly to your competitors. The era of reckless AI adoption is officially over. The future belongs to the organizations that understand how to achieve massive technological scale while maintaining absolute corporate data sovereignty. To truly understand the gravity of this security crisis, we must look at how public artificial intelligence models operate behind the scenes. When an employee logs into a standard consumer-facing AI interface or connects a basic public API to an internal corporate system, they are participating in a multi-tenant cloud environment. Every document uploaded, every customer interaction logged, every line of source code pasted, and every financial spreadsheet processed is sent to external servers owned by third-party technology conglomerates. In many instances, the terms of service of these public platforms explicitly state that they reserve the right to utilize incoming data packets to continuously train, refine, and optimize their future base models. This means that your proprietary business logic, your unique operational strategies, your confidential client histories, and your sensitive financial forecasts are effectively being socialized. They are being absorbed into a massive collective digital brain. Once your data is ingested into a public model's training set, it is permanently embedded within the weights and parameters of that algorithm. It cannot be recalled, it cannot be deleted, and it cannot be scrubbed. It becomes entirely possible for a competitor sitting on the other side of the world to prompt that same public model and receive output that is directly derived from your hard-earned corporate intelligence. This is not just a compliance infraction. It is a structural liquidation of your company's long-term enterprise value. The risks amplify exponentially when you look at the strict evolving landscape of global data compliance and governance. Regulatory bodies around the world are no longer treating artificial intelligence as a lawless frontier. In 2026, strict frameworks govern how customer data must be handled, stored, and processed. If your business operates in healthcare, finance, legal services, or any industry handling sensitive personal information, passing unencrypted consumer data through public multi-tenant AI systems is an absolute compliance disaster. It exposes your organization to catastrophic financial penalties, devastating class action litigation, and permanent damage to your brand's reputation. Chief technology officers and corporate counsels are rapidly shutting down fragmented AI tools inside their companies because the risk of data leakage far outweighs the minor productivity gains of isolated applications. But this compliance crackdown does not mean that your company must abandon the power of automation. The solution is not to retreat from technology, but to fundamentally upgrade your corporate architecture. True enterprise maturity requires moving away from public cloud dependencies and building an internal framework dedicated to absolute data sovereignty. This means constructing an isolated private AI infrastructure where your models, your vector databases, and your automation pipelines sit entirely within your own secure corporate perimeter. Let us examine exactly how a sovereign enterprise AI architecture functions in live execution. Instead of routing your company's sensitive data to external third-party servers, a sovereign architecture deploys advanced open-weight models directly inside your own private cloud or dedicated enterprise infrastructure. These models are completely isolated from the public internet. When your internal AI systems analyze a confidential financial ledger, process a proprietary legal contract, or interact with a high-value customer, that data never leaves your secure digital boundary. The data flows fluidly through zero retention pipelines, meaning it is processed in memory to execute the automated task and then instantly cleared. It is never used to train external algorithms. It is never stored on third-party servers, and it remains completely invisible to the outside world. You enjoy all the light speed efficiency, the infinite concurrency, and the cognitive reasoning capabilities of cutting-edge artificial intelligence while maintaining the exact same ironclad security protocols that protect your core corporate infrastructure. Furthermore, a sovereign AI architecture allows you to build a permanent compounding intellectual asset that belongs exclusively to your company. When you build a private infrastructure, you can execute what is known as fine-tuning and retrieval augmented generation using your own clean historical data archives. You train your private models on your specific corporate history, your unique product manuals, your optimal sales conversations, and your precise compliance frameworks. Over time, your private AI ecosystem becomes an incredibly specialized, hyper-intelligent digital workforce that understands the exact nuances of your specific business far better than any generalized public model ever could. It becomes a proprietary corporate brain that increases your operational efficiency every single day. And because you maintain absolute data sovereignty, this digital brain adds massive permanent value to your company's balance sheet. It is an asset that cannot be replicated by your competitors, cannot be turned off by a third-party software provider, and remains a permanent pillar of your corporate equity. Implementing a sovereign data framework also fundamentally transforms your relationships with your enterprise clients. In the modern B2B landscape, vendor security assessments have become incredibly rigorous. Large-scale corporate buyers are deeply hesitant to work with service providers who cannot explicitly guarantee how their data will be processed by artificial intelligence systems. When your organization can step into a boardroom and confidently demonstrate a private, fully compliant sovereign AI architecture, you instantly separate yourself from the market. You are no longer viewed as a risky, unmonitored vendor. You are recognized as a sophisticated, enterprise-grade partner. You turn data security from a defensive compliance obligation into a powerful, aggressive sales lever that allows you to win high-ticket contracts that your unautomated or unsecure competitors cannot touch. The ultimate reality of the digital economy is that data control is corporate control. The businesses that will define the next decade are the ones that refuse to compromise security for the sake of speed. They understand that artificial intelligence is the most powerful tool ever created, but it must be bound by strict architecture, absolute privacy safeguards, and total data sovereignty. At Plato AI, we don't build generic wrappers or hook your sensitive enterprise systems into insecure public clouds. We are the architects who engineer, deploy, and govern secure, sovereign AI infrastructures, private model environments, and isolated data pipelines tailored exclusively to the strict security requirements of mid-market and enterprise organizations. We build the fortress so you can wield the leverage. If you are ready to secure your proprietary corporate information, protect your intellectual property, and implement true enterprise-grade automation, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We share the precise technical blueprints, security frameworks, and architectural strategies required to run a high-performance, fully compliant automated enterprise. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next masterclass. We are Plato AI.